All right, hello. My name is Jonathan, and this is, I guess, my first homework for my computer science class 5010, Introduction to C++. Basically, there are 4 problems here, and we're just going to work through them, and I'll show you how they work. So, first problem here is write a program that reads the subtotal and the gratuity rate, and then computes the gratuity and total. So we're going to basically ask the user for the subtotal and save it, and then ask the user for the gratuity rate that they want to use for the bill, and then we calculate the total gratuity for the bill by taking the rate that they want to use divided by 100 and then multiplying that by the subtotal of the bill, and then we just add that gratuity to the subtotal to get the total that the bill will cost. So if we want to run it, compile it, then we'll run it. So say the bill is $100 and you wanted to use a 20% gratuity. The total will be $120 and the gratuity will be 20. So as you see, 20% of 100 is obviously $20, so gratuity of 20, and then that just adds it to the subtotal to get the total. So yeah, pretty easy first problem. Let's move on to number 2. So number 2, we're supposed to write a program that reads an integer between 0 and 1,000 and adds all the digits in the integer. And so first of all, we ask the user to enter an integer between 0 and 1,000. And once they do that, then we go into this if statement. And if the integer has 3 digits, or 3 digits, the sum will be the rightmost digit plus the middle digit, which is this one, and then the leftmost digit, which is this one. And then we just see out the sum at the end. And then if it has 2 digits, so 10 to 99, it would be the left digit plus the right digit. And then if it's just 1 digit, well, otherwise it would just be 1 digit because we're not going above 999. The sum will just be the number because it's just 1 digit. Now, if we wanted to include 1,000 in our, if we wanted to go to 4 digits, say, we would just need another if statement, with one more number divided by 1,000, so to speak. So we'll run this. Sum of digits, and then so running it. So let's say enter a 3-digit number, right? Obviously, sum 9 plus 9 plus 9 is 27. So if you wanted to say do a 2-digit number, 9 plus 9 is 18. And if you wanted to do a 1-digit number, it's obviously 9. And just to make sure that they're adding together, let's do a random 3. 6 plus 8 plus 5 is 19. Sorry about that. So that's number 2. We're adding all the digits, and it seems to be working fine. Fairly easy there. Moving on to the third problem. We're starting to ramp up a bit. Still fairly easy here, but basically we're supposed to suppose you save $100 each month into a savings account with an annual interest rate of 5%. Then you have the monthly interest rate. It's calculated that way, and then it kind of gives you an example of what the account value would be after each month, going up to 3 months. Basically, I wanted to replicate this and then display the monthly account after 6 months. So I have the user enter the amount they want to save each month, and then the annual interest rate that the account will have. So 5%. And then I calculate the monthly interest rate for the annual interest rate, which is the interest rate divided by 100 to get 0.05, and then divide that by 12 to get the monthly. And then I go into a for loop that runs 6 times, and then for the first month, it's calculated differently than all the other months. I'm sorry for all these notifications. I need to figure out how to dismiss those. But anyways, for the first month, we have the account value is calculated differently than any other month, as you can see here. For the first month, it's just the original save times the interest rate to get the first months. And then after that, it's calculated the same each month. It's just the account value from the previous month, add the amount that you're going to save each month. So that account value previously was 141 cents. And then you're going to add another 100 on top of that to get the new value. And then you're going to multiply that by the interest rate. So that runs each month. And obviously you can grow this to however many months you want just by changing this number right here. But yeah, so let's run it and see what happens. And then we'll run it. So say you want to save $100 each month. We'll just do 5% interest rate. And yeah, so the value after 6 months is $608.81. Yeah, pretty nice little function. Can do a lot with it. So moving on, we're gonna clear that and go to the last problem here. Now this one was, it was harder than the other ones just because I didn't know. I'll get to it. Anyways, so we're basically computing the roots of quadratic equations, and he kind of helps us out by giving us the discriminant is b squared minus 4ac, and if it's positive, it has two. If the discriminant is positive, it has two roots. If the discriminant is 0, it has one root, and if it's negative, it has only imaginary roots and no real roots. All right. So basically, we have the user give us values for a, b, and c. So a quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c, or minus bx, example. So we have the user enter values for a, b, and c. And here I just have, if a or b are 0, then it's not a valid equation. I think it's just actually if a is 0. Anyways, if they're 0, we just have not a valid equation, turn it off, so we don't have to do all this. And then we go in, calculate the discriminant here, which is b squared minus 4ac. And then we kind of see out the discriminant just for debugging purposes, but might remove that before turning it in. And so we go in and we say if the discriminant is positive, which is this if statement, we say the first root is negative b plus the square root of the discriminant divided by 2a, 2 times a. And then the second root is negative b minus the square root of discriminant divided by 2 times a. Now these equations are just from a math book. It's basically just how you get the roots of a quadratic equation. It's pretty simple. And then I just see out the results. Root 1 is that, root 2 is that. But however, if the discriminant is 0, root 1 is just negative b divided by 2 times a. And then I just see out this equation only has one root, and then the root. And otherwise, if it's negative, the equation has no real roots and only imaginary roots. And thankfully, we don't have to calculate those because he just wants us to display the equation has no roots. Yay! So we'll run this one just to show you what it looks like. So we'll do 1, 5, and 6. This will give us a positive discriminant. And you can see here that the first root is negative 2, and the second root is negative 3, because it's positive discriminant, it has 2 roots. Now run it again. Now this one will give us a discriminant of 0, and as you see, only one root, 1/3, negative 1/3. And then we'll run it one more time just to show you negative. So big negative discriminant. The equation has no real roots. Now if you wanted to go in and calculate the other ones, you just find the equations to calculate imaginary roots and display those accordingly. But yeah, that's my homework 1 for Computer Science 5010. Be sure if you have any questions, leave a comment. I will try to answer them. I don't know how active I'll be on this channel, but yeah. And thank you, and signing off.